I had to leave you when you needed me the most. To chase my dreams, I set out for the coast. Who knows what the future holds? I tell you, but it can't be told. Now life sets in, and I'm missing you. And all I think of is what I put you through. Who knows what the future holds? I tell you, but it can't be told. But it seems so right, you're so wrong, to be away so long. And that's why I write you this song. Brass ring in sight, I can't fight, but I can see the light. And that's why I write you this song. Don't want to break your heart, I want to make things right. Maybe you'll understand when my dreams take flight. Who knows what the future holds? I tell you, but it can't be told. It seems so right, you're so wrong, to be away so long. And that's why I write you this song. Brass ring in sight, I can't fight, but I can see the light. And that's why I write you this song. I write you this song. I'm so far away, but you don't know I'm right around the corner, and you want me to stay, but you don't know I'm right around the corner, and you want to see me, but you don't know I'm right around the corner, and I'll meet your needs, but you don't know I'm right around the corner, and who knows what the future holds? I tell you, but it can't be told. But it seems so right, you're so wrong, to be away so long. And that's why I write you this song. Brass ring in sight, I can't fight, but I can see the light. I can see the light. And that's why I write you this song. I write you this song. I'm so far away, but you don't know I'm right around the corner, yeah.
We here at Mayhem Media
understand the trials and tribulations of life.
No matter how hard life can get.
Suicide is never the answer.
There's more assistance available today than ever before.
If you or a loved one are suffering from suicidal thoughts, please don't try and take it on alone.
Call or text 988 if you live in the U.S.
Or if you're in Great Britain, call 116123. or text 85258.
The world is a better place with you in it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mayhemtainment. We are going live tonight with a special Sunday night football watch along. They have just started. They just ran their opening credits. Collinsworth and Tarico are talking in the booth. They'll be getting ready for the kickoff any moment now. Now to help everybody line up their games, so that way things aren't happening several seconds or a minute or so after I call them or before I call them. So I will keep you posted on where I'm at in the game and what the clock count is, etc., so that we can all line up our games. If I end up way far ahead of any of the viewers, please make sure you let me know so that I can pause my game for a moment, so that it's a little bit better to be lined up. So just let me know where you're at in the game. If it's a few moments or a few minutes off, then we can correct that. This is not our official begin. I guess it is our official begin of our new season for Mayhem Media. So we got some big things that are going to be happening this year. We'll talk about that a little bit later during halftime and in some upcoming episodes. But we are not going to be back regular yet. This is just a impromptu. I wanted to do a watch along, another football watch along. So that's why I decided to do one tonight. But it'll probably be at least 3 weeks until Call for the Bell is back, and then probably won't be a little too closer to February till we get another Mayhemtainment episode, unless I do another football watch along. So, but stay tuned. We will be back by February. Mayhem Media will be back into full swing, especially with our Olympic coverage. You don't want to miss that. I'll be going hard at the Olympics this year, so we'll be doing semi-daily watch-along, semi-daily episodes, keep track of the medal counts. We got a whole big plan for the Olympics coming up. But when the game starts, then I will be calling the play-by-play. I have in the comments section, if anybody wants to join me, there's a link for you to join me in the studio. All you need is a working microphone. You can see I'm not on camera tonight. The whole point is to be watching the game. This is a watch-along. Or if you're just listening, then I appreciate that as well. I do call play-by-play, so even if you're not watching the game, you will be able to enjoy our coverage of it. The NFL has not crushed us yet, so we can only assume that this is we're allowed to do this. Again, we won't be showing any of the game or anything like that on screen. I won't be having any cool visuals or any layovers or anything like that on the screen. Not tonight. This is just going to be play-by-play calling of the action and talk a little football. Leave a comment if you'd like. I always like when viewers leave comments. So feel free and please do that. During commercial breaks, I also may step away from time to time to, get something to drink or use the bathroom, etc., as I will be calling, I believe, most of this game on my own tonight. Unless, of course, anybody hops in. Should be a good game tonight. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about the playoffs. I just watched the Eagles win earlier. Now, assuming some other things have happened today, I haven't had a chance to check out everything that's happening around the league, but The Eagles could have ended up the number 2 seed if with a win tonight. So we have to check the rest of the league and see what the teams did that because they needed some help. They needed some teams to lose. We got the Ravens against the Steelers. And if I'm not mistaken here, this does have playoff implications. I'm going to check out the playoff picture right now. So let's take a look at the playoffs while they're still talking. Okay, the Ravens are still alive. The Ravens are alive yet. The Steelers are also in it. Okay, so actually this is a great game. This is going to be a great game because if the Ravens lose, they're out of the playoffs. If the Steelers lose, they're out of the playoffs. So that makes the game much simpler than if you're a Ravens or Steelers fan. And now they got it up on the screen here. The Ravens or the Steelers, whichever one wins tonight, will win the 4th seed and win their division. Neither one of their records are good enough to get them into a wild card. So if anybody doesn't know this, we got a comment. If anybody doesn't know this, but there are the 4 divisions within each conference. Each division winner gets an automatic playoff berth, with the one with the best record getting the 1 bye. Then there are 3 wild card spots for each conference, and that is awarded to the next 3 teams with the best record. Oh, shoot. Did the Eagles lose, bro? Did the Eagles lose? Thank you, Josh, my brother Josh there, leaving a comment. I had to step away right at the end of the game. It was a close game. I thought that I had heard that they won, but did have to step away. I was dealing with something else at the time. Well, then the Eagles do not get the number 2 seed, but they are still going to be in the playoffs. And Nick Sirianni will certainly come under attack. And the kickoff is underway. Let me know if you're too far ahead or way far behind, but there's a flag already on the kickoff. Holding on the receiving team. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty. And they're going to back them up 10 yards. They're going to be inside the I think they're going to be right at the 10-yard line or so, actually. No, I'm sorry. They're at the 15. That's where we're starting the action, on the 15. So the holding penalty takes them back 10 yards. Let's go Baltimore. All right. I personally, this is the AFC, so it has no bearing on anything like that. So I'm not really worried about who wins. And the Ravens start off with a big run down the sideline. He's on his horse. He's got one man to beat. Oh, and he does get taken out. Great job by the tackler there, number 5, taking him outside, getting him outside out of bounds, knocking him out of bounds there. And there's a flag down, so maybe it might be coming back. We got a Steelers down. Holy cow, there's a lot happening. What a way to start this game on a Sunday night. Penalty right on the kickoff. Big run up the sideline. We've got players down. We've got flags down. Oh, and that is coming back. That's going to completely wipe it off. That's going to back them up 15 yards. All right, let's take a look at the replay here. I don't know about that. That does not look like a penalty to me. That looks like a bad call right there. Let's see it again. They're going to bring in the rules analyst. Let's see what he already says to say. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah, their rules analysts are saying it's a perfectly legal block. I completely agree with that. That's what I was inclined to say. Fine block. There's nothing wrong with that. He was in front of him, not behind him, not even parallel to him, as they just said. So that's the rule. If you're running parallel or you're behind them, then it's a block in the back. But he was in front of him. So bad call. That gets wiped off the board. The injured player must have gotten up and walked off the field. I didn't see any update or hear anything about him. And after all of that, the drive will continue. Second and 7 now. Baltimore is at their own 43-yard line or so. Nice pass to the side. I guess that the illegal block was they left the run go, but it was 15 yards, I guess, from the end of the run, I believe. So they did get that. They did get some of that yardage from the run. And it's third down. He got pushed out of bounds before he made the first down, or stopped before he made the first down. So third down and short coming up here for the Ravens. The winner gets into the playoffs, and the loser sees the end of their season. You can't ask for a better football game on a Sunday night. The Ravens, a draw play. Lamar keeps it. Jackson keeps it, gets the first down, gets out of bounds, doesn't get touched. That's exactly the way you drew that play up in the locker room, let me tell you. Yeah, if it would have been a draw play, TJ Watt was all over Derrick Henry. That doesn't. If that was a real draw, that play goes for a loss, not a first down. Lamar Jackson under center. They're across the 50 now. Hand off to Henry. He gets maybe two on the play, more like a yard and a half. Thank you for tuning in tonight for Mayhemtainment on our Sunday Night Football Watch Along. Leave a comment. Do you have a team you're rooting for this Sunday night, or what is your team? Leave us a comment. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun. Pass out to Mark Andrews, the tight end. Gets a few there. It's going to be about 3rd and 3. You know, I have to say I never understood really the the offensive quarter, like why is the head coach not calling the plays? I was always curious about that. What would make a head coach not want to call the offensive plays? Hand off to Ali, and he gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. He goes nowhere, and it's going to be 4th down and 3. In fact, he maybe even lost a half a yard on that. The Ravens got to keep running the ball. That's for sure. Even with getting stuffed a couple times, they got to keep running the ball. It's the only thing that's going to save them on this. Steelers defense is tough. And they're just not going to be – you're going to have to run and pass on this. It's got to be a complete game. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun trips wide receivers to the right side. One back. They bring the blitz. Lamar Jackson hits him in the open field in stride. That's a touchdown. Number 81. Walker. That was Devontae Walker. A great touchdown. Completely wide open. Untouched. Great drive for the Ravens to start the game. 8 plays, 85 yards, and a little over 4 minutes on the time of possession. You can't ask for a better start to a game than that, really. Especially after the way it started. Yeah, he beat his coverage. He was 5 yards ahead of the guy who was covering him. That was blown coverage on him. They thought he was going underneath. I don't know why he created that much separation, but there was no catching him. Once Walker had that 5-yard separation, the defenders never closed within 5 yards of him again. So The Ravens go up. They strike first, 7-0. Lamar Jackson to Devontae Walker. Walk-in touchdown. They're going to go to commercial break, which means I'm going to take a brief intermission myself. Stay tuned. Our coverage will continue. All right. They are back from commercial break. The Ravens will be kicking off to the Steelers after that score. The Steelers 2 men deep. There's only 2 active running backs for the Steelers. That was an interesting little tidbit. And the Steelers will return from the 6. He breaks out past the 30. He breaks up past the 35-yard line for a great return up to about the 37 and a half yard line there on that return. They are showing a replay again of the score. I do have commercials occasionally, man. It's hard to when you're the only person doing a watch along, doing the watch along. It is not easy to do by yourself. I have to have some breaks in there so I can get something to drink and rest my voice for at least even a few moments. When I have somebody else, then we usually don't. We usually talk and chat. But when I'm doing them solo, yeah. And in fact, look for next year. We'll likely actually have commercials in some of our content next year, whether it's for a storefront or if we get advertisers coming in. So commercials may be a thing that's coming to Mayhem Media once in a while. Short ones. You know, you won't be getting no 10-minute long commercial breaks or anything like that. But oh, they got that completed pass and they got a face mask call on that. Good call. The Ravens are getting hurt with penalties. That's 3 penalties for 40 yards now they're up to. That's not going to win you a football game. Roethlisberger from the shotgun. We see teams and teams just going to the shotgun. A little dump out pass to the outside. He loses 2 yards. Warren loses 2 yards on that. We see a lot of teams operating from the shotgun. What are your opinion on that? Leave a comment if you like. I think I'm not a fan of just being in the shotgun at least as much. We've done a Steelers watch along before, and the Steelers do operate a lot from the shotgun. Maybe that's for Roethlisberger, or I'm sorry, not Roethlisberger, Rodgers. Excuse me. Don't want any Steelers fans yelling at me. Yes, Rodgers. So he doesn't have to backpedal so much, but I'm not sure. But that was another play from the shotgun. Nobody open. He just throws it away. This is his season, Aaron Rodgers' season with the Steelers this year. He's got career lows across the board. Yards per game. I forgot Rodgers was the QB, and you did not spell his name right either. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Although this might be his last season. This might be the last season for Tomlin. The Steelers, if they don't win this game, we could be seeing a new kind of Steelers next year. We could be seeing some rebuilding from the front office. Roethlisberger way downtown. The defender is with him step for step and is able to defend the pass. He's not getting up, though. He might have hurt himself when he fell to the ground, and that takes the Steelers to 4th and 11. They took a shot. Right, you can't say Rodgers heaved that ball. I mean, that was a great throw by Rodgers. The defender was with him step for step, and was able to knock it down. But that was a dart from Rodgers, man. That was a down the field, but he heaved that ball, and he did it without. It looks like he could have thrown it another 40 yards easily. And the Steelers will punt. Waitman will punt, the left-footed punter. Fair catch at the 9. Oh, I'm sorry, the 14. My apologies there, the 14. The Ravens will start their drive from the 14. They're going to go to commercial break. So while they're at commercial break, let's talk a little bit about the AFC playoff picture. Why don't you leave a comment? So we got the Ravens and the Steelers. Obviously, the winner gets in. The loser is out. The Broncos, believe it or not, have the number 1 seed. They're getting the first round bye. Where did they come from? I wouldn't have guessed that at all. And the Patriots right behind them, number 2. They don't get the bye, but they got the number 2 seed. That's the Patriots really have had a good turnaround too since they've made some changes. So, and they got a good quarterback, and that's always what you need. The Jaguars have clinched the 3rd seed, 13-4. The Jaguars, man, another team that's like, where did they come from? The AFC really was shaken up this year, I think, with the Jags, the Patriots, the Broncos. Some of these teams, I wasn't expecting them to be 1, 2, and 3, maybe in the playoffs, but not 1, 2, and 3. The Steelers win. They'll be the 4th seed. If the Ravens win, they will also be the 4th seed. So whoever wins this game. And then the wild card spots are going to be the Texans, the Bills, and the Chargers. So the Chargers, the Bills, and the Texans. And just so you know, the AFC, how hard it was to get a playoff berth in the AFC. The Texans and the Bills are at 12-5 each, and they have wild card spots. The Chargers are 11-6, and they have a wild card spot. The worst record team on the AFC is going to be the Ravens or the Steelers. The Ravens will either be 9-8, or the Steelers will be 10-7. And they will be the 4th seed, but they're the worst. They got the worst records, but because the AFC North, nobody else was. The other 2 teams did not do as good, so that's why they're able to win their division and get it in. But that's also why if you lose, you're not getting a wild card spot, because the wild cards was very hard to get into the AFC this year. We'll talk about the NFC wild card picture in a few on one of the next commercial breaks. Lamar Jackson under center from the 14, a pitch out to Henry. Great stiff arm. Derrick Henry's got one of the best stiff arms in the NFL from the running back position right now. You can't deny that. He only gets about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. They did a great job. Hayward, yeah, pretty much had him wrapped up. No, he pretty much brought him down on the replay. He pretty much brought him down on his own. So a defensive lineman being able to bring down a back like Derrick Henry is always a positive. That's why it was only a yard and a half and not, 5 or 6. Derrick Henry up the center again, and there you go. He's about a yard shy of the first down, so he runs for about 8. Third down and short coming. Just under the 8.5 minute mark. It's actually at 8:25 was what it was just going to. Derrick Henry also plays a lot of downs for a running back. That's not every. I was just talking to someone else, one of my buddies, about this earlier. A lot of teams do the committee by back. Derrick Henry up the middle. He gets the first from a draw play. He gets 4 yards on a draw play that they knew was coming. Not every team has a Derrick Henry. There's only a few of those, I guess you could call elite backs in the NFL. The rest of the teams really have to do a running back by committee kind of a thing. So you don't really see too many backs that can take the workload like that. Of course, he's out right now. They're going to give him a breather on this one. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun again. That was a really, really bad play action. Oh, and he bobbled the pass. Good pass over the center, but what was that? Flowers, number 4. Yeah, Zay Flowers, number 4, couldn't bring it down. It did hit his hands, but he wasn't able to bring it down. That was a really bad play action for anybody who's watching. It was very delayed. He almost got that ball in there. Zay Flowers, I don't know if he couldn't see the quarterback when he was crossing the defender, but seems like he lost line of sight of it for just a moment and then tried to grab it and snag it in. But good try by him. Good throw by Jackson. And probably a pass Flowers should have come up with. Jackson adjusting the coverage or changing the play from the shotgun. Again, I'm going to say that a lot tonight. I know it. Lamar Jackson wide open. Oh, dropped pass. Mitchell. That was a dropped pass. He was open. He should have hauled that in. Let's see what the flag is. Oh, roughing the passer. Personal foul on the Steelers. That'll give them a fresh set of downs and move them 15 yards closer, as they call a roughing the passer on Lamar Jackson. Oh, yeah, he was at the knees, kind of below the knees. You could say he was already going forward as he was throwing, certainly, but that's probably not even a hit. Even if he'd have held the ball, that might have been called for a penalty. You really can't hit the quarterback below the knees like that. Hand off to Derrick Henry. He goes right through the pile and still carves out 3 yards. Derrick Henry is third in yards for the season. Derrick Henry, he slips and falls forward. He was getting ready to turn upfield and slipped, fell forward, still gets a yard or 2 out of it. 3rd and 6 coming. Yeah, Derrick Henry is 3rd on the year for total yards. James Cook, the 3rd, Buffalo's running back. He's going to end up being the rushing champion. Jonathan Taylor from Indianapolis came in 2nd. Honestly, I would not have expected that. He's a great runner, but I wouldn't have expected him to be number 2 or really even in the top 5. Derrick Henry 3, Bijan Robinson from Atlanta is number 4, and Devon Arcane from the Dolphins number 5. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun. They get to him, and the Steelers are going to bring him down. That is going to be a sack for the Steelers, and that is going to be a 4th, and they'll punt the ball. They're not turning that around. He went backwards 10 or at least 8 or 10 yards on that. So they've been blitzing. They've been showing blitz and showing different blitzes, and the back just wasn't able to enough. I don't know why Jackson held the ball. He didn't scramble out. I mean, his running back was not going to be able to hold that linebacker. That sack is really on Jackson. He should have scrambled out. The Ravens punt the ball. Oh, that might be a flag on the Steelers. He is going to return. Austin's going to return it. He's going to get past the 20, turn up field, and get taken down around the 25-yard line. No flag on the punter. It looked like he fell to the ground. I didn't know if they were going to call it for roughing the kicker or not. And they're going to take another commercial break. And so I am also going to take just another brief intermission. I will be right back. All right. They're doing some advertising of their own. So let me just reiterate, check out our storefront, bonfire.com/store/Mayhem Media Shop. Pick up some apparel. We have a whole bunch of new apparel getting ready to come out onto the storefront, and a whole bunch of our old apparel getting ready to leave. The Steelers do a handoff up the middle and then fake a reverse. No one's buying it. They don't really go anywhere. Get back to the line of scrimmage. That's pretty much it. But yeah, with our new logo, in fact, I should be changing that bug in our corner right now. So let me just get that uploaded a while quick. the start of our new year and our new logo made for us by Robbie H. We're very I'm very grateful for Robbie H and his talents and skills. He's an excellent graphic artist. I'll have to make it a little bit bigger. I'll have to shrink the dimensions down and it'll make the image a little bigger in the corner. But there we go, the new logo up for the new year. 3rd and 5 for the Steelers, coming down to the 4-minute mark. Looks like Rodgers signaling to the offense something, maybe changing something. Shotgun formation. Little dump off pass to Gainwell. He gets up, he goes up, zigzags, gets the first down up to the 36-yard line. Nice run by him. He got that first down. He had to fight for that a little bit. Yep, Rodgers rubbed his belly, and they did a little dump off to Gainwell. Rodgers from the shotgun again. Little dump off pass to the outside by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He's on the top. He's in my top 10 for best names in the NFL. They're going quick huddle. Not necessarily no huddle, but going quick huddle. Shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers, and a tight end. A single back. Draw play to Gainwell. Gets a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Rodgers, no backfield. Gainwell is in the game, but he is spread out wide. So 5 wide receivers. Defense shows blitz. 3rd and 3. They only send 4. Dump off pass to Gainwell. Great coverage. Simpson from the Ravens, number 32. Hit him just as he caught it and brought him down. It's going to be 4th down and 2. He only gained a yard on that one. Coming down to the 2-minute mark. Tomlin's leaving the offense out there. Looks like they're going to go for it, or at least maybe try and draw him off sides. They did a little cross pattern there, but did not stop the Ravens defense. They were on him as soon as he caught the ball. And what? Tush push? Not so much a tush push as a forward tackle from their own teammates. They are going to be shy. That's going to the Ravens. And they lined up like it was a tush push, but they didn't just go straight forward. And that's the whole point. That's why the tush push works for the Eagles, because you snap the ball and you go straight forward. So they got Hayward lined up at quarterback, but instead of just pushing forward, he kind of went to the left, and then I guess they're brothers. They got the same last name. Hayward, the offensive lineman, tackled Hayward, the tight end, forward trying to get it, but that initial of the tight end trying to like move to the left or for whatever reason was enough that they did not get it. If they had just pushed forward momentum, maybe. But that's what the tush push. It has to be forward momentum. That's why you have people behind you pushing. As soon as you snap the ball, you're just forward momentum. You're trying to get your momentum before the defense gets the wall up. So Lamar Jackson from the shotgun, hand off to Derrick Henry. Gets maybe 3 or 4 on the carry there. Minute and a half as we get ready to close out the first quarter. The Ravens have more plays going. They're definitely controlling and way more yards. The Ravens are definitely in control of this game right now. Lamar Jackson, this time under center. Motion, hand off to Henry. Takes it to the outside. He's going to get the first down. He's going to keep on going. Out to the 27-yard line. He got at least 8 or 9 yards after the first down line. So that was a good 10, 11-yard carry right there. The Steelers are running man. Steelers are running man. They motion out one of the defenders, and Derrick Henry takes it to the outside. He cuts it back inside and gets those 4 or 5 extra yards before he's brought down. Lamar Jackson this time from the shotgun. Back to the shotgun. Oh, and handoff not to Henry. Number 34. I'm not sure what his name is. Mitchell. I'm sorry, Mitchell. And I believe that's going to close out the first quarter. So the Ravens in control of the game, 7-0. They control the yards. They have the time of possession. And they have the lead on the scoreboard. So Ravens lead 7-0. That's the end of the first. I'm going to take a brief intermission. While they take an intermission, please stay tuned. We will continue. We will continue. All right, guys, they are coming back from commercial break. Thank you for sticking with us and joining us for this Sunday night watch along as we begin the second quarter. Lamar Jackson under center and off to Derrick Henry. He runs right into a wall of defenders. He gets maybe 2. $11 carries for Derrick Henry. That's what I say. Yeah, they're going to start getting ready to throw the football. They've set up the play action. The Steelers have to defend the run. Derrick Henry is just too strong. From the shotgun, 11 rushes for Lamar or for Derrick Henry, 80 yards. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun. He gets flushed out. The Steelers getting some penetration. He's going to try and outrun him, and he'll get taken down and dragged out of bounds. That'll be a loss, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, they're going to call him down and wind the clock. So and the Ravens are going to try a field goal. Rookie kicker Tyler Loop. Not bad stats for a rookie kicker. This is a 40-yarder. This is within his range. I didn't see him. I think his long is just over 50. He's definitely not a 60-yard kicker, at least not yet. He's a rookie. Let's give him some time. 40-yarder. He put some leg into that one and hooked it, but he does make it just inside the uprights, and the Ravens will go up now 10 0-0. 13 and a half minutes left to go in the second quarter. They're going to go to commercial break. And we are also going to take another very short commercial break. So stay tuned. We will be right back. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that reaction button, share it out, leave us a comment. I'll be right back. All right. We are back. Thank you for sticking with us. Our Sunday Night Football Live watch along. Marcus Fredrickson does the music. I had him one of his songs on before I came on. Make sure you check him out, reverbnation.com/Marcus Fredrickson, and pick up or listen to some of his music, share out his favorite song. And of course, our storefront, bonfire.com/store/Mayhem Media Shop. We got a lot of new products coming in the next few days and few weeks. So return Gainwell breaking through on the return up to the 40, juking and jiving, zigging and zagging all the way up to the 45-yard line. But there is a flag down. It may be coming back. This is on the Steelers. Holding on the Steelers. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. So it's coming way back. That just erases a great return. The Steelers really needed that return. That was some moving. That was some running. That would have gotten the Steelers amped up, I think, right there, give them some energy back. But that did not happen. The penalty wipes most of that off the board. They're probably gonna. I'm not sure where the holding actually occurred here. So thank you for tuning in to us and tuning off Chris Collinsworth. Mike Tirico's not so bad, but I'm not really a Collinsworth fan. The Steelers get ready to line up here. Under center, looks like from running formation, 2 tight ends in, only 1 wide receiver. They might even have 3 tight ends in. Yeah, 3 tight ends in. I'm sorry. Rodgers hands off Warren, not Gainwell. He's going to get 2.5 maybe, and he'll get stopped. Forward progress will be stopped. The officials will whistle the play dead. There's only their 3rd possession, the Steelers. They've had to punt, and then they turned it over on downs. That's not, if you're a Steelers fan, that's not what you want. Rogers, not from the shotgun. He's lined up under center. Hard count on this one. Hand off to Warren, gets another yard, 3rd down and 7. The Steelers fans begin to boo out. Just writing a comment on my own live stream, tagging somebody they're a Steelers fan. So just wondering what's going on with them. Rogers from the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. He got lots of times hits Gainwell underneath. He came out on a delayed route and he was wide open, got the 1st down and a couple more. Gainwell's been pretty much responsible for most of the offense right now on the Steelers, whether it's handing it off or little dump off passes or delayed routes. It's that he's been the only one. Nobody accounts for him. They think he's blocking, and he gets out there and gets the dump down and gets the 1st down. So Gainwell, I thought his name looked familiar. He was a Super Bowl champion. Gainwell's a Super Bowl champion with the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. So he's good. And I believe that's Warren now back in. Skips over somebody, still going. That's 2 broken tackles. It takes 2 guys to bring him down. That's got to be a 13, 14-yard run by Warren. And the Steelers get a little bit of progress and a couple of 1st downs. It's what you need to try and put together a drive, even if it is just the running backs getting the work in. You just got to get the drives going. Positive plays. Rogers under center, I formation. Play action pass. The Ravens, why? Oh my goodness. Wow. Overthrown. Rogers overthrew him. I don't know what happened. Some miscommunication. This is not the first time I've seen miscommunication between Rogers and one of his wide receivers either. Wide receivers are stopping to sit on a route or to stay in the open spot. Rogers thinks they're going to keep going, and yep, that was an overthrown ball. Wow. Actually, I don't even know what that was. I don't know what that was. Rogers did a little double cock there. The tight end, he didn't really slow down. He stayed on his route. He didn't just turn around and sit on it. So I don't really know what happened with that, but that was overthrown way over his head. Rogers now hits Miller across the middle. A catch to a wide receiver finally. 3rd down and 6 as we hit the close in on the 10-minute mark. Ten minutes left to go in the 2nd quarter. Well, they just had a stat block up of catches by their active receivers tonight, and their wide receivers aren't even close. There's only one guy that's got multiple catches. Rogers running. I don't know what that was. What was that? Rogers got thrown out of bounds, and it's 4th down. He barely made it to the line of scrimmage. I don't know why he didn't keep going. He was flushed out. He should have just kept going. He kind of paused. He hesitated. I don't know what. Maybe he was going to try and do a juke and just throw it away. I think he should have just tucked that ball in and tried to at least get a yard or 2, because he ended up losing, I believe, a yard or 2 on that. No, he actually did make it back to the line of scrimmage, but Boswell for the field goal, and the Steelers are going to get on the board with 3 to put the Steelers on the board. Tirico just misspoke. I can't blame him. I've misspoken also. What are your guys' viewers' thoughts on that? I always think it's weird when an announcer makes a clear mistake and says the wrong name, but then doesn't even try and correct himself. That to me, I think, makes it more like, dude, what are you doing? I think if you said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke, I meant this," then I think it would be better. But that's just my opinion. I think it draws attention to it if you just try and like you didn't say it. We all heard it. You said the wrong thing. Or maybe Tarico didn't even realize he said the wrong thing. It happens to me too. All right, let's talk about the NFC playoff picture here for just a second. So the Eagles did lose, so they did not get the number 2 seed. They're going to win the East, the NFC East, but they are only going to get the number 3 seed. The Seahawks will get the number 1 seed. The Bears will have the number 2 seed at 11-6. The Eagles at the number 3 seed at 11-6. The Panthers at 8-9, a losing record unless they win today, or I'm not sure when their game is. But 8-9 is oh no, it is that is their final record. 8-9. A team under 500 making the playoffs is just crazy. I'm not sure about this playoff structure. I understand awarding each division winner a playoff spot, but man, having a team that's under 500 being a division winner is strange to me because 5-6, the Los Angeles Rams at 12-5, they get a wild card spot. The 49ers at 12-5, also a wild card spot. And then the Packers are the final playoff spot at 9-7-1. The Bucks were eliminated, so the NFC picture looking a little bit different than the AFC picture. The AFC picture is looking really tough, really strong. So we'll see how it goes. But of course, my pick is going to have to be the Eagles. I have to pick the Eagles to be able to make it back, at least from the NFC side. On the AFC side, I think any of the top, I think almost any of them could make it, except maybe the Steelers. I'm not really thinking the Steelers, or if the Ravens win tonight. I don't think the Ravens or the Steelers will make it. But I do think the Chargers can make it. The Bills can make it. The Texans are playing like they're on fire. The Jags at 13-4. The Patriots and the Broncos. I mean, any of the AFC teams, I think, except for the Steelers or the Ravens, could make the playoff or make the Super Bowl on the AFC side. They kick off to the Ravens, who take a knee in the end zone. They're showing some highlight reels from Hayward here. Or no, I don't think that's Hayward. I'm sorry. Watt. Of course, TJ Watt. TJ Watt holding his side. There's no way he's going to be missing this game. Not with the playoffs still a factor. Not with big team changes coming if they don't make the playoffs. Lamar Jackson under center from the 35. No time, or he's got lots of time, but nobody to throw to that's going to be holding. He does make about 3 yards, scrambles for about 3 yards there, but I do believe this is coming back. I believe this is going to be holding on the offense. And they have a Ravens player down. Yep, holding on the offense. So that'll be a 10-yard penalty. So it'll be first down and 20 once they handle the injury. Ooh, yeah, the hold actually pushed Hayward into Falele, the guy who's down, right below his tailbone, right on his lower back. Yeah, right in his lower back and his tailbone and stuff, and the upper thighs and stuff. That whole middle area, he just got slammed in the back. He'll be coming out for at least a play. Yeah, losing an offensive lineman when you're down 10-3 is not what you really want to be doing. He's a rookie. It's only his 5th game played. He was a 3rd round selection out of LSU. Let's see. I mean, if you're the Steelers, you got to be going after wherever he's lined up. You got to be pushing. You got to be trying to double team, send a linebacker or something through that same gap. You got to be looking to attack that as Jackson handles it from the huddle. Lamar Jackson handoff from the shotgun to Derrick Henry. 3 yards, 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 coming. 8:15 left to go in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 17 for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Lamar Jackson's being rushed. There's no one open. He's trying to scramble, and he's going to be brought down on a hard sack by the Steelers defense, and they get there again. That's the Steelers line and the linebackers being able to put some pressure on Jackson is about the only thing the Steelers have going for them here. Everything else is not working for the Steelers. Third and long for the Ravens. It looks like they might be heading for a punt here. 3rd and 20. That sack took off the 3 yards. They just handed off to Derrick Henry just to get a couple of more yards and time. Oh, some pushing and shoving going on. Careful with that. No flags, but it's 4th down, and they are certainly going to be punting at 4th and 16. 4th and 14, I'm sorry. 4th and 14, and they're going to be punting the ball for sure. I mean, that was a great play by Derrick Henry. That was a great run by Derrick Henry. If it was 1st and 10 or 2nd and 8 or something like that, that was a great 6-yard cutoff, but not at 3rd and 20. Good hang time by the punt, all the way back to the 15-yard line. He receives it. And he goes nowhere. The Ravens did great contain and then swarmed him. He gets 2 yards on the return. That's it. 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. They're going to head to commercial break. We're going to head to a little commercial break. Stay tuned for our live watch along. They're showing some top five of with Rodgers and who he's in company with. Only Peyton Manning's won more MVPs. He's a Super Bowl champion and MVP, and he's top five in total pass yards. Rodgers play action, rolls out, and bounces off the hands of the wide receiver, off the hands of Valdez Scantling. Yeah, Rodgers might be done. If the Steelers don't win, I mean, this could be Rodgers' last season anyway. But if they lose, this could definitely be their last season because I think Tomlin's going to be out if they lose this game, and they're going to be rebuilding. I don't think they're going to be looking to keep someone like Rodgers for the money on the salary cap. So shotgun, Rodgers run the shotgun, play action, and another drop pass by a receiver. Great covers by the Ravens. I don't want to take anything away from the Ravens. They're right on. They're blanketing the wide receivers, but the Steelers are dropping passes. It is literally hitting the hands of the Steelers receivers. I mean, if it hits your hands, you should be able to pull that in. From the shotgun, Rodgers. A low snap, great penetration by the Ravens defense. He had to get rid of that way before he wanted to, and they've started covering Gainwell, at least on that play. So no quick dump off. And the Steelers go 3 and out, 4th and 10, with just under 6 minutes left to go, and they're going to punt the ball back to the Ravens, 10 and 3. You had a feeling that, I mean, you had to know that this is going to be a defensive battle. You had to know this is going to be a defensive battle. Ravens and the Steelers are both very strong defensive teams. And they're the only ones, the defenses seem to be the ones that are playing good. The offenses can't seem to always get it going. Flag down even before the ball is caught. It's caught about the 30-yard line. We'll see what the flag is. Illegal motion, the kicking team. And they're going to make him re-kick. So they're going to re-punt the ball. The Steelers punt the ball. Fair cat called for, and it looks like they got 5 yards out of that. It was caught at the 30. They just fair caught it at the 35. They're going to go to a commercial break, and I am also going to I need to also step away for just a moment, so I will also be right back. All right. They have back returned from the commercial break. Jackson under center from the I formation. Hand off to Derrick Henry. He's got a hole. First down and a whole lot more. 21, 22-yard carry. Yep, Henry over 100 yards in the first half. That just took him over 100 yards. That's what you want from your run game. You want to, if you can get over 100 yards running in the first half, you're going to be in great shape moving forward. And Derrick Henry breaks off a great piece past midfield now on the Steelers' 44.5-yard line. Another handoff to Derrick Henry. This time he does get stopped. Maybe 2 yards, maybe 2, 3. Under 5 minutes left to go now in the half. Jackson under pass to Zay Flowers, incomplete pass. Not really sure what happened on that one. 3rd and 9. They come out of the huddle. 4:21 left to go in the second quarter. 3rd and 9 for the Ravens. From the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. He'll keep it, and he'll run it up the center. There's no one. He gets a first down and a whole lot more, and he'll even run out of bounds. Oh, flag. It might be coming back. It's going to be holding, and it's coming back. Knocking the run off the board and taking him backwards. Not what you wanted if you're a Ravens fan. Still 3rd down. Yeah, that was a bad hold. That was a bad hold there. I'll tell you what, Jackson's got the sleeve or the pockets built right into his jersey, right? Some football players, carry something separate to keep their hands warm and stuff. I've noticed a couple of football players have like these special jerseys that got like the pockets built right into their jerseys. I don't think I would do that. I mean, if I was a defender, I just grab a hold of that pocket and pull him to the ground. Zay Flowers, quick pass. He doesn't get enough, not nearly enough for the first down. So it's 4th down, under 4 minutes left to go. The Steelers looks like he'll get one more try. And they will. Thank you for tuning in to Mayhemtainment's live watch along. I'll be talking a little bit during halftime, but I will be taking a break during halftime as well. I've noticed that when I'm the only one doing the watch along, if I talk all the way through the half too, it's really hard to get through the second half. So it's more about I need to take the moment or to take that 15, 20 minutes during halftime and rest my voice. So we will be taking a short break during halftime, but we will be covering the second half as well. They are at commercial break. Defensive game. Very close. And it's going to be, I think the Ravens have been running the ball. So if they can get some play action going and get the passing game opened up a little bit, the Ravens could run away with this game. The Steelers defense is still holding up despite the running game and Derrick Henry having over 100 yards. The defense is the reason why it's not, 24-0 right now or 24-7. But Oh my goodness. All right. Sorry, I got people messaging me also sometimes when I'm live. They don't check to see. I don't blame them. I don't always check to see either. But yeah, it's a tight game, defensive game for sure. I think the Ravens are likely going to maintain control. The Steelers, Rodgers is just not going, and Gainwell is a great running back, and Warren seems to be doing his best. But they're not Derrick Henry. Neither of those guys are Derrick Henry. And if you put them both together, they're still not Derrick Henry. So the Steelers can't get anything going except for a couple of dump off passes to the backs out of the backfield. That's not going to get you. That's only going to get you so far. The Ravens are running the ball with Derrick Henry wherever they want. And they haven't gotten the passing game going quite yet. Or at least not, I don't think, not the way they want. But in the second half, man, they're going to be doing play action. And the way they're defending it, I think it's going to open up for the Ravens in the second half right now. Rodgers is just not looking. He's not looking good. He hasn't looked good this whole year. I'll be honest. That's why I think this is going to be his last year, no matter what. I just don't think he can get it done anymore at the level that he needs to. And the replay they just showed about how he was going to run upfield, where he tried to scramble out of the pocket and then decided to try and backtrack and make a miss, and then just got thrown out of bounds. I think that's a perfect play. It just goes to show that Rodgers, he's not. He didn't want to engage. He didn't want to take that hit and get hit out of bounds like that. So he tried to pull off and make something happen. Gainwell rushing up to the right side. Warren rushing up the right side. It gets 12 or 13 yards out of that. That's a quick first down for the Steelers. Under 3 minutes. Based on the fact that they just did a run. I mean, they got all 3 timeouts, so that you can afford to run a little bit. Yeah, they get Hayward out there, the tight end, lead blocking, and that's a great they created a great hole, great lane for him to run through. Rodgers under center now. Twin wide receivers to the right. Little quick wide receiver screen that gets 2 or a yard and a half. Not even 2. Gets a yard and a half. Not sure if the Steelers are trying something here or they're just running plays. I really don't know. They're not hurrying. We're coming out of the 2-minute warning. I don't expect them to call a play before the 2-minute warning. So, of course, they're going to go to another commercial break because it's the 2-minute warning now. The Ravens leading in this battle for the AFC North. The Ravens currently lead. The Steelers are not looking as good as, if you're a fan of the Steelers, you want them to be looking much better than they are right now. I'll tell you that much. So we'll see how the second half unfolds. We already talked a little bit about the playoff picture. Leave a comment if you would like to talk about anything specific, or you'd like me to talk about anything specific. I'm also planning to get myself some food at halftime, so if you'll apologize, that's why I got quiet for a second. I'm looking at getting myself something to eat. I have found that doing these watch-alongs takes a lot more than you would think. So, especially keeping up with things to talk about during the game and during the commercial breaks, which is why I often sometimes will take a break during commercial breaks, so I don't just have to vamp and ramble on about nonsense. Make sure you check out our storefront, bonfire.com/store/Mayhem Media Shop. I think I've said that. I think I've been calling out my sister show, the Boiling Point Podcast storefront. I think I've said that a couple of times in this episode. So now you have both. But yes, Mayhem Media Shop. That's bonfire.com/store/Mayhem Media Shop. We got a bunch of new products that are going to be coming in the next couple of days, and then over the next few weeks, as we upgraded our logo, we will be creating some new apparel to match it. Rodgers from the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Gainwell out of the backfield, and great. I mean, the Ravens corners, man, the Ravens defenders, the corners and the safeties, they have just been on point, blanketing the Steelers receivers and tight ends, just blanketing them. They're not getting any separation at all. This is another example of it getting tipped away. Wiggins just getting in there, getting around them. Yep, gets right around him, gets his hand on it. Freiermuth didn't even have a chance at that one. Rodgers from the shotgun. He's got trips lined up to the left. Rodgers, the rush doesn't get to him. He gets flushed out. He's going to run the ball this time, carrying that ball like a loaf of bread, and he will tiptoe his way down the sideline and try and get a couple more, but he will get the first down. Rodgers getting out there and running. Rodgers getting out there and running. Rodgers from the shotgun. Oh, wow. Pass to, is that Thielen? Wow, Adam Thielen. Talk about something not working in Pittsburgh. Adam Thielen is a great wide receiver, and Rodgers is a great quarterback. Why these two can't seem to they haven't been able to get their timing down this season is just dump off to Gainwell and a screen pass. He moves up the field, and the Steelers are driving down the field. I didn't think that they were actually going to try and do this. They're going to start burning timeouts yet because we're closing down to about a minute. Yep, and there it is, the first one at 1:05. The Steelers use their first timeout. They have put the drive together. They're driving. They're past midfield now. Gainwell screen. Gets them some blockers, great cutbacks, and the Steelers got something working. The Steelers got something cooking. Rodgers from the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Gainwell out again. And another pass, almost fumbled the ball. That'll be a first down. Nice 13-yard catch. Austin pulls that ball in. Now they're inside the 30. At the 24. At the Ravens 24. Rodgers from the shotgun again. He's got 2 wide receivers and the tight end lined up to the right side. Throws to Austin, but that was too far. I don't know what that was. Rodgers again yelling at his wide receivers when they miss a pass or they didn't make the right choice. All right. Rodgers lined up again from the shotgun. A little dump off pass to Gainwell again. He doesn't go out of bounds. He keeps the clock running, and they will burn a timeout. Yes, the Steelers will burn their second timeout. "22 seconds, 3rd and 1. Third and 2. They're at the Ravens' 17-yard line, 16-yard line. The clock continues to run. He did not get out of bounds. He does get the first, and they burn their last timeout. Yep, they're going to re-give him back to 2 seconds, so it'll be 15 seconds. The Steelers burn their last timeout. 15 seconds. 10-3. You got 15 seconds. They easily can still take a shot or maybe even 2 at the end zone to try and get a score, or and still give them enough time for a field goal. But anything else will not work for them. They will have to do 2 quick attempts. If you want 2 shots, you got to make a decision quickly and throw it, or just get rid of it. If you just want 1, you can try and let the play develop for a couple seconds. Rodgers from the shotgun. He throws away quickly. Nothing. No flag. Yeah, I don't know. That might have been, if they might have been a little bit beyond the 5 marker. That might have been a pass interference the officials just missed, perhaps. I'm not sure about that one. That one was questionable. Questionable no call there by the officials. Rodgers just gets it out of there. 3rd and goal, 7 seconds left to go. Nothing happening on that play at all. There was nothing. The receivers weren't open, and the pocket was about to collapse. Good decision by Rodgers to just throw it away. 3rd and goal, 7 seconds. You could take one more shot if it's another quick one. Nothing inbounds. It has to be end zone or bust on this one. It can't be anything outside of the end zone. 3rd and goal. So this is their last chance to get into the end zone for a score. They're going to end up ending the second half with a field goal. Rodgers from the shotgun. 3 wide receivers lined up to the right side. This has been the one of those regular formations I've seen in this game. And out the back of the middle, and a pass interference call on the Ravens. Probably a good one. They were kind of tackled all over each other there. Yeah, probably a good call on that one. Ball be placed at the 1 yard line, but there's only 2 seconds left. So the question now for the Steelers is, do you kick the field goal and get 3 points, or do you take one more second? and try and you can't make a play with 2 seconds. You're either going for a touchdown or you're going for a field goal. Good. That was a good call by the pass interference. That was a good call on the pass interference on that one. And they are not going for the field goal. Wow, this is shocking to me. The Steelers are going for the score. He quiets the crowd down under center. He's got no timeouts. They have to call a play. They can't go back to a field goal. A pitch to Gainwell. He's not going to make it. Oh my, he runs right into one Ravens defender and is able to be brought down, and a second one comes over to assist him on the tackle. And the Steelers get stopped. The second turnover on downs in the game, and this one inside the 5. What a call. What a call. I think that was a huge mistake by the Steelers. You could have at least gotten 3 points. You kicked the field goal. You at least got 3 points. Okay, we got a commenter. Superfly, Johnny Lee. Appreciate that, Johnny Lee. Thanks for tuning in and watching out. Go check out the Nice Guy Andy podcast crew. Tell them that Mayhem Media sent you. They're a great crew over there, and they got some really great content. So make sure you go check them out. Give them a follow, and tell them Mayhem Media sent you. So they end the half. The Steelers 3 points only, opting not to get the extra field goal and trying to get the touchdown. They were in zone coverage, so the motion took somebody away. That was a bad read by Rodgers. Yeah, that was just that was a bad play decision, bad play call. So I think the Steelers are in big trouble, and I think the Ravens will likely control the game. Pittsburgh does get the ball in the second half, which just goes to show a field goal right there would have been exactly what you wanted. That's exactly what you would have wanted. You wanted the field goal. You were getting the ball back. Get the field goal, go 10-6, and then try and score the touchdown. So I think that was a huge mistake by the Steelers, but we'll see how it goes. I am going to take a break for halftime. So thank you for tuning in. I hope that you will tune back in at the start of the second half. We're not going to end the recording. We're just going to keep it. We're just going to keep it going. So I hope that you stay tuned for the second half. But I am going to need to take a break during this halftime break so that I can get something to drink and rest my voice. So thank you for tuning in. We will be back for the second half. I appreciate everybody who's tuned in. I appreciate everybody who's liked and reacted, and everybody who's commented. Our live watch-alongs have been going very well, and I appreciate everybody who's been tuning in. So I thank you very much for that. I will be back after the half. Until then, get yourself a snack and check out our storefront and check out Marcus Frederickson. All right. Sorry about that, guys. They came back a little quicker than I thought they were. I had my clock wrong. But they have returned. The Steelers have the ball. Rodgers is on strict 6 straight quarters without an offensive touchdown. He's tied for the longest streak of his career. That's why I'm thinking Rodgers is probably done after this season anyway. Rodgers under center. Hand off to Warren. He's going to get a yard and then get stopped. Maybe 2. Oh, he will get the first down though. He will make it past the line. It was their So fresh set of downs for the Steelers. Rodgers from the shotgun. 3 wide receivers and the tight end. Cross the middle pass nowhere. He didn't even get his hands on it. He wants a flag, but I don't know about that. But the Ravens are the Ravens coverage, as I said, the corners and safeties have just been blanketing and the linebackers just been blanketing the Steelers receivers and backs. So they've been playing some very, very excellent defense. And even a quick out, and 2 Ravens run into each other on that, and it looks like we're going to have an injury, potentially 2 injuries. One of them is definitely rolling around, so he's going to be down. Rodgers wants a flag. I don't know why I keep calling him Roethlisberger. That was a contact with the helmet on a receiver. He had his arm on him. I don't know. Tough call on that one. I'm not sure. Not sure what you'd want to call on that one. Yeah, Ravens just lost 2 of their secondary that I've been talking about the whole game and how great they've been doing, and now 2 of them have just been taken out in this play. One of them is walking off under his own power, so they'll probably just check him out. I expect he'll probably be back on, barring concussion protocol. But the other one, he's still down on the field. He could be going into concussion protocol. He's at least going to be going into the blue tent. And finding out what's going on there. So, we'll see. This could open things up for the Steelers. It could be a whole new ball game now if both of those players are out for the Ravens. It could really open up for the Steelers now because, like I said, one of the things that Rodgers hasn't been completing hardly any passes to receivers or tight ends because they're just blanketed all the time. So this could open things up and create some openings for some of the wide receivers. This could open things up for the Steelers and really change the game around.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
They're a commercial break right now. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button.
Unfortunately, I didn't check doing the Georgia bark at my boss. Go, dog.
So we need to.
Well, at least I checked off stuff first.
All right. We're still waiting for them to come back. Must have been, they might even be getting the cart out for them. I'm not sure, but it's been, even the coverage of on Peacock has run out of commercials. There's no more commercials right now. They just got the screen up that says coverage will resume shortly. And now they're back talking about basketball. So play should resume in just a few minutes. All right, Rogers from the shotgun. They go start right off with play and a quick dump off to Freiermuth, and it's a completed pass for a first down. As I said, with the Ravens secondary being out, that could open things up. We could see a game opening up now. 13 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Ravens only up by 7. This is still anyone's game. They got number 81 Smith lined up in the backfield. That was the first reception by a tight end. Now a toss play out to 81 on a run play. Interesting. Gilman is back in for the Ravens. He was one of the guys down and out for that play, so he is back in now. So at least the Ravens maybe only lost one of their guys. Darnell Washington is the tight end who had the most receptions, if I'm not mistaken, for tight ends on the Steelers this season, and he's out with he had a broken forearm. He's been put on injured reserve. Another pass down the field again. This time to Leland. Oh, Adam Thielen. I'm sorry. I apologize for that, saying the wrong name. Adam Thielen. And that's two big catches. One to a tight end, one to a wide receiver. Wow. Still great coverage. I mean, the Raven was with him step for step on that one. Humphrey was with him step for step on that one. Just he couldn't get his arm up to get in the way, and Rogers put it right where his guy could get it. Rogers handoff now to Warren. He'll get 4 yards. Oh, they thought Thielen thought he was going to retire a Viking. Thielen been all over the place this year. I think the Steelers this is his third team. I don't know why. Thielen's a great wide receiver. So Warren, a little dump off to Warren, and he scrambles and jukes his way up to the 3-yard line. It's not a first down. It's only third. It's still third down, but they can get a first down without getting into the end zone. They do have a potential to get a fresh set of downs. And I will be stepping away for just a moment. Someone is knocking on my door. I will be right back. Okay, excuse me. Sorry about that, everybody. Their Steelers are in. Rodgers is in, just standing in the backfield with his hands in his pockets as they attempt to tush push to get the first down. And they do get the first down. And they still do it. They do it a little differently. They did the same thing where he kind of goes to the left and then they just kind of tackle him forward. It's not the same thing as the tush push. It's their kind of own variation on it. This time it does work. And they get the first down. And the cornerback from the Ravens, and they move out. They're going to do another tush push. The Steelers try and glide up quickly. We got flags down. False start maybe. Offsides. And we have an official signaling a touchdown. So we got to sort the flags, but the Steelers just potentially scored a touchdown. And if they get the extra point, they will tie it up. I will be, let's sort this out. Offsides on the defense, that penalty be declined, and they will get the score. And they line up for the extra point to tie the game. Boswell. He will get it right down the middle. 10-all with 8 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And now all of a sudden we got a ball game. We will be back right after the commercial. The Steelers get ready to kick off. The Ravens have two people back. They'll get it at the 5. They'll take it up past the 20, up to about the 34-yard line. Jackson hand off to Henry, and he goes to the line of scrimmage and goes nowhere. The run game's about the only thing the Ravens have going for them at all, so yeah, the crowd's getting back into it now. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun. Pocket collapses. He's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Hayward again. And a Steeler down. Jalen Ramsey is out for the Steelers, or at least off the field for this play. The Steelers crowd is back into it. 3rd and 9 for Lamar Jackson from the shotgun. And it's knocked down at the it's knocked down. It's hit at the line of scrimmage and then knocked back into the waiting hands of TJ Watt, and that's an interception. And now the Steelers do have the momentum. So the Steelers are going to take over from at the Ravens 26-yard line. Aaron Rodgers to Warren, a dump off to Warren, who makes a cut back inside, takes a big hit, but he gets 8 yards on that pass. Big hit. Coming down to the 7-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Second and 1. Another handoff to Warren, makes a cut back inside and gets the first down. The Steelers So Hamilton, the other the safety, he's being evaluated for concussion. It's unlikely we see him return in the game. So at least the Ravens only lost one of their secondary in that collision that took two of them out. Warren makes a cutback and rips off another 7 yards, and now the Steelers are running the ball. Yeah, it was still a big loss losing Hamilton. Still a big loss for the Ravens defense, but they didn't lose both of them. Hand off to Warren again, and he spins back inside, still gets another 2 or 3 yards. He gets folded up real bad, but he's still okay. 3rd down and short. Will the Steelers get in? Pittsburgh uses a timeout. Their play clock was running down. Third and 2 for the Steelers. From the shotgun, 3 wide receivers and a tight end. Gainwell is the running back. Took the play clock all the way down on that one. Rodgers has time looking. Overthrown. Freiermuth wants a flag, but good defense. 4th and 2. I believe the Steelers are going to kick the field goal this time. I can't imagine they're not going to kick the field goal on this one. And Boswell, 25-yarder chip shot, almost what the old extra points used to be. They'll make it, and the Steelers will go up for the first time in the game, 13-10. And I will be back in just a moment. And the Steelers kick off inside the 5. They get it up past the 20, taking down about the 23-yard line. Oh, did they lose the ball? No. Collinsworth comparing Derrick Henry to Olympic skier Schifrin. We got to get their plug in. The Olympics are coming up. They'll be on Peacock. They'll have the entire Olympic library will end up on Peacock by the time it's all over with. We'll be doing watch-alongs during prime time. We'll be doing watch-alongs with events that have already happened. We'll just be watching putting it on from the DVR perspective. We'll be doing watch-alongs throughout the whole Olympics, including the Paralympics as well. So stay tuned for that. It's one of the reasons why I'm not, why we're not doing as many shows, or why we're getting a little bit of a late start. One of the reasons, not the only reason. But our Olympic coverage is going to be very, very intensive. So throughout the month of February, we'll be doing a lot of Olympic coverage. Lamar Jackson, another handoff to Derrick Henry. He cuts it back up. He gets a first down and a couple more. Gets about another 10 yards on that one. 3.5 minutes left to go in the third. Lamar Jackson under center. The backup running back gets the call on that one. Derrick Henry's taking a breather, and he goes nowhere. In fact, he loses probably 2 yards on that one. Mitchell loses 2 on that run. Great defense by the Steelers. I mean, they did. Yeah, textbook defense on that one. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun. Oh, false start on the offense. That's false start. Lamar Jackson again. The ball's tipped. 3rd and 16 now. Well, the Steelers found a way to change the momentum. Let's see if they can get anything going on some more. Keep going on offense. I mean, they've taken the lead now, so 3rd down and 16 for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson in the shotgun. He's got time. The pocket holds. Throws it underneath to Mark Andrews. He's only going to get half. They're going to be about 9 yards short of the first down on that one. So they'll be punting, and the Ravens punt. The punt takes a Steelers bounce, rolls back outside the 10 to about the 11-yard line. We got 1:04 left to go in the third, and the Steelers are up by 3. Rodgers from the shotgun from their own 12. Hand off to Gainwell. Gets around the outside and maybe gets 5 before he gets pushed out of bounds. Apparently, there's 10 years difference between the Hayward brothers. Rodgers from the shotgun, 3 wide receivers. Ravens, they only send 4. Dump off screen to Freiermuth, but another first down for the Steelers. And the third quarter will tick down. One more quarter to go. Hand off to Gainwell to start the fourth quarter. 2nd and 5. Steelers, another dump off the Gainwell. He gets the first down, but a flag was thrown. I'm not really sure where that came in. Well, offensive pass interference. The pick play was a little too much. Freiermuth. Freiermuth did not sell the pick play is what happened on that one. Rodgers, no backfield. Out quick to Gainwell again. Gainwell lined up as a wide receiver, and they get a couple. 3rd and 8, I believe, is where we're at. Rodgers from the shotgun. He gets a pass out there to, I believe it's Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get a first down. Yep, Valdez-Scantling. And another first down. And the Steelers are they're changing the game. They're controlling the ball now. They've caught up on time of possession. They're putting drives together. They're getting first downs. Steelers are battling back. Rodgers is 23 for 36. That is not bad. Rodgers rolls the pocket. He's going downtown deep and nothing there. Valdez-Scantling was close in the neighborhood, but not there. And Starks, not sure if he was just upset that he missed it or if he hit his head when he laid himself out to get that ball. Almost picked off. Warren goes really nowhere on that play. Third and 7 for the Steelers. They want to keep this drive alive. They do not want the Ravens to be the momentum to get turned back over the Ravens. And just as I say that, the Ravens defense brings down Rodgers and sacks him. And it'll be 4th down, and the Steelers will punt the ball. Man, every time a team is about to get momentum, the other team's defense kind of shuts them down. Pocket collapsed, and he just could not get away. He did a hard sack on that one. That was a hard sack. And the Steelers will punt. Not very deep. Oh, man, that is going to be, I don't know what. The Steelers are going to down the ball because it wasn't touched by a Raven. The ball bounced because the returner got taken out. He must not have called for a fair catch, but he was completely taken out. The ball did not go very far on that punt. It was very high. Lots of hang time. Oh, he did call for the fair catch. Oh, it was his own teammate that took him out. They ran into each other. So the Ravens will take over at the 30. Excuse me, everybody. Sorry about that. Zay Flowers makes the catch on the Ravens' first play, and they're going to get a first down right on their first play there. And we got a Raven player down on one knee. Their guard, Andrew Voorhees, is limping off the field. Looks like he might be okay. Lamar Jackson in the huddle. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun. Handoff to Derrick Henry. He's only going to get a yard or two. Defensive battle for sure. It's both defenses battling back and forth. Lamar Jackson runs it himself up and he gets a couple yards. 3rd and short now for the Ravens. Steelers up by 3. 3rd and 4. Lamar Jackson will be in the shotgun. The Steelers blitz. He gets away from the blitz. Jackson's going downtown to Zay Flowers. Touchdown. Two Steelers had their hands on Lamar Jackson, and he managed to get away from them and then take it downfield to Zay Flowers. And the extra point is good. And the Ravens now go up 17-13 with 8 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in the game. Lamar Jackson breaking tackles, splitting tackles, directing traffic, and throwing the ball 50, 60 yards for a touchdown. And the Ravens are up 17-13. We're also going live tonight to our gaming channels on Twitch and Kick. Anybody tuning in on those, we will be having some gaming content added next year. Oh my goodness, the one and only has arrived. The one and only Connor Clarkson, executive producer of Call for the Bell, along with his co-host Wolfman. They'll be bringing the show back here in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Connor, I commented in the comments section. I have the link if you want to hop in and join for a few minutes. Obviously, we know, anybody who knows you know that you're not necessarily a football fan, being that you live in the UK. But if you want to hop in and say hello, feel free to do so. They're at commercial break. I will use this opportunity to shout out a couple of our fellow friends, Superfly Johnny Lee and the Nice Guy Andy podcast crew. Go check them out. Tell them that Mayhem Media sent you. And also Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, the Triple H podcast. Make sure you go check them out as well and tell them that Mayhem Media sent you. Our music is done by Marcus Fredrickson. ReverbNation.com/Marcus Fredrickson. Share out your favorite song. as we wait for coverage to resume. And the Ravens kick off. That's going to go out of bounds. Yep. Kickoff out of bounds is a penalty, and the receiving team will take it. We'll take it at the 40-yard line.
No exam. He's been grabbing it and flexing it and had a few slight grimaces while he was over here, so something to keep an eye on.
Rodgers' problems with his non-throwing hand. Out there in the Pennsylvania cold, I can assure you that any kind of pain is being magnified when you're out in that cold. And if he's got swelling, he probably don't want to be trying to cram it into a glove. Big hits by the Ravens defense, but still Valdez-Scantling still gets 6 yards on that short pass. Rodgers under center. Pitch to the outside to Warren. He breaks through, through some tackles. He gets a first down, and he's still going. First down and a whole lot more for Warren. As the Steelers try and answer back. And another Ravens corner down. Someone from the Ravens secondary. And he's going to have to come out for at least a play. He might be hurt, actually. And they're going to take a medical timeout for that injury as they get him off the field. We got a comment. Let's see who's commenting. We appreciate all and any comments. The one and only Connor Clarkson. Just scrolling before you finally go to bed. And yes, Call for the Bell will be back in 2026 in just a few weeks, along with much of our other content and regular content, including our Olympic coverage. Make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll be doing extensive Olympic coverage. And over the next 2 weeks, we'll be releasing another Mount Rushmore of Wrestling miniseries short. My own. I'll be releasing my Mount Rushmore, and we'll be starting our new short series. Our Dream Team Survivor Series shorts will be starting. So look for that in the next few weeks. Probably both of those will probably be released before Call for the Bell. Before Call for the Bell makes its return. I apologize for kind of stopping in the middle of my sentence there. Appreciate all the commenters and all the viewers. We've had a number of them filtering in and out throughout the night, and I appreciate everybody who's tuning in to Mayhem Media's live watch-along of Sunday Night Football. Our watch-alongs have been going very well. We will be continuing them in the new football season next year, or later this year in 2026. in August and September. We will be doing and expanding our football coverage this year because it went very well this year, and we learned a lot. So we're going to be making a few adjustments, and then we will be doing it again next year. The football coverage will become part of our regular yearly rotation of sports coverage. We're also potentially looking to try and do some racing coverage in 2026. We're not sure about that. That's something we wanted to do, but we just haven't been able to make it work quite yet. So we'll see. But if nothing else, we do got the Olympics, of course, the Olympics in February, and our WrestleMania coverage in March will be very extensive also. We'll have prediction shows for both nights. We'll have a recap show after WrestleMania weekend. And we may even do a watch along. Who knows? Rogers under center. Pitch out to Warren again. These two teams have been knocking the crap out of each other. Some of the players are getting slower to get up. They've really been hitting each other pretty hard in this game. It's been a hard-hitting smash mouth game of football. Rogers under center. He's got the I formation behind him. Play action pass. Dumps it right off to I believe that was Hayward there. He had an open wide receiver to the left. Not sure. He could have got a couple more yards out of it. Not sure why he checked it down to that close, but third and 3 now. Rogers and the Steelers are on the Ravens side of the ball. Say Ravens side of the field. And that's going to be, what is that? Offsides or false start? Both teams pointing at each other. Nope, false start on the offense. On Gainwell. He jumped a little bit. He jumped. He was lined up as a wide receiver and just started moving before the snap. They're at a 54-yard field goal range right now. 3rd and 8. Rogers from the shotgun this time. Goes across the center, wide open. That's Freiermuth, and he'll take it to the 5. 1st and goal at the 5 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rogers was trying some tricky stuff and wanted him to hurry up. Now he's got him back in the huddle. The play clock is still ticking away. They don't have, when you make a mistake like that, you don't have time. You got to get it out there. They're already down to 10 seconds. They're just coming out of the huddle. He's going to have to make his reads, look, and get everybody positioned very quickly here as they're down to 3 seconds. And nope, he's going to have to burn a timeout. I thought so. I didn't think he was actually going to be able to try and get that off in time. That's our second time out, the Steelers now. The second time out with 5 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the game. That's really, you don't want to be burning through your timeouts like this in a close game. Freiermuth did a great juke, completely tricked the defender out, and that's how he ended up with the separation he had to take him down to the 5. Those injuries to the Ravens defense has definitely been one of the key things. Ravens are lined up. An inside handout to Warren, and looks like maybe 2 yards. Under 5 minutes left to go now in the game. Still, it's a 4-point game right now. It has to be a touchdown. The Steelers need a touchdown here. You don't want to get away from this at least with a field goal to pull them in within 1. It's a rollout pass to Smith, but he only gets to the 2-yard line, maybe the 1.5. And another Ravens defender slow to get up, limping and hurrying up off the field. Rodgers wants to get the offense going. He's screaming and yelling at him. He wants to play. He needs a different helmet. Rodgers can't hear anything. So he needed the. Some miscommunication there between Rodgers and the head coach, and they still battled through it. And he has to burn his final time out. He still can't hear what's going on. Did he get it in? He did get the final timeout. They did give it to him. He can't hear the plays coming in. Yeah, the Steelers can no longer have a challenge. Rodgers, I don't know if he's swapping helmets again. So Rodgers, another helmet change. I don't know if it's back to the original helmet. It's got number 8 on it, so it's got his number on it. It has to be his helmet. Hand off to Gainwell, and Gainwell is going to run it through and get the touchdown with 3:49 left to go. The Steelers needed that, especially having to burn all 3 of their timeouts before we even get within the 2 minutes. If they get the extra point, the Steelers will now go up by 3. It's 19-17 right now. 4 minutes and 53 seconds on the time of possession. 8 plays for 60 yards. That's a great drive for the Steelers. It's exactly what they needed to try and keep the momentum, because the Ravens are going to have to go hurry up. And the only thing that they've been working on very well is Zay Flowers been doing pretty good, and Derrick Henry. But I can't imagine the play action is going to play much of a role here in the last couple of minutes. 3:49 is still plenty of time, though. The Ravens can certainly score that fast. The crowd is hopping right now. 3:49 to go. Not sure what the why it was so long for them to get the kickoff going here. $3:49 and the kickoff. able to take it at the 8-yard line. Stumbling around. I don't know what that return was. No part of that return looked like it was comfortable. So it didn't get very far, but the Ravens will take over. They'll get 3 minutes and 43 seconds left to try and score. Starting at the 27-yard line, and a handoff to Henry, and he is stuffed. They start stuffing Henry, and there's not much left. The Ravens got to work with. Second and 9. Oh man, I'm not a fan of Collinsworth, so hopefully you all have your TV turned down so you can just listen to me. But I have a little bit of volume just in case so I can hear referees or injury reports. Pass to Rickard. I'm not sure how to pronounce it there, but the fullback, it's only his second target of the year, and there's a first down. Oh, replay assists. Are they a little short on the first down? Third down. Okay, so it's third down. They didn't get the first on that. Third and inches probably, or Jackson, a weird, and oh my goodness, to Zay Flowers, who's wide open in the middle of the field, and he's on his horse. No one's catching him. There is a flag down. If that's holding, it's coming back. There was a weird thing with the snap. I don't know if the snap was off, and the Ravens are reacting like the penalties on Pittsburgh. Defensive holding. That penalty will be declined, and the Steelers get the score. And they are now going to be up 26. Or I'm sorry, not the Ravens go back up 23-20. And if they get the extra point, it'll be 24. And now we'll go back to the Steelers. And can the Steelers turn around and score? Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, those two guys, when they're both on the field, you know that can happen at any point in time. (24 to 20). Ravens up by 4. Yep, no safety over top. Help. Yeah, that was somebody forgot about that part of the field left open. And the Ravens are going to kick off now. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. This one's going to go in the end zone, and the Steelers are going to take a knee. Aaron Rodgers, 36 game-winning drives in fourth quarter or overtime. That's third amongst active players. Third amongst active players. Sorry, guys. We're going into we're in the 3 hour and 15-minute mark, and my words may start spilling into each other a little bit here. These are hard to do by yourself, just in case anybody's watching. The watch-alongs, calling the action, doing some color commentating, that is not easy when you're doing it by yourself. So I encourage anybody to give it a try. Rodgers from the shotgun. Caught by Austin. What a great catch. He spins out and then drives forward for a couple more yards. 1st and 10. I believe this is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. They don't look like they're in too much of a hurry up. Pittsburgh also has no timeouts. That's really going to come back to potentially haunt them on this. And we got a Ravens player grimacing pretty heavily. If they lose another defender, I don't know if the Ravens will what's going to happen there, because they have lost a couple already. They're taking a quick commercial break. I'm also going to take one too and get myself something to drink. So we'll be back. We'll be back in just a few seconds. Final 2 minutes. The Steelers trailing by 4. They need a touchdown. No timeouts. Rodgers from the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers out there. And Gainwell. Nice little catch, and he gets tackled, and the clock will stay rolling, but they will get forward progress. So that'll actually be, I believe, an 8 or a 9-yard pass, not just a 4-yard pass there. So, yes, 8-yard pass. You're going and hurry up. They have no timeouts. So, little pitch to Gainwell, who's not going to make it to he does. He breaks a tackle, gets upfield, gets first down, still doesn't go out of bounds, gets tackled inbounds. Don't understand that. Think I would have been trying to get out. Stop the clock. Don't know. A lot of these players with the clock management time the way it is, a lot of players not been paying attention about getting out. I don't know if that's because of the rule change. They don't think the clock stops anymore or what, but Rodgers throw that away as there's nothing. Rodgers, no backfield from the shotgun. And that ball was high. They want flags. I don't think so. I think that was a little high. 3rd down and 10. Only a minute left to go now. Yes. Maybe some holding. He did grab the jersey when the ball was in the air. Maybe defensive holding there, perhaps. But either way, it was missed. 4 wide receivers. Rodgers lobs it wide open, blown coverage. Austin, touchdown. Wow. So after hardly seeing any scoring all night long, we're seeing a couple touchdowns here in the final 5-6 minutes of this game. He slipped. Is that what the blown coverage was? The defender may have slipped. They make this. They go back up by a field goal. Don't count Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers out yet. And it was. Oh my goodness! He missed the extra point. Boswell missed the extra point. It's only the second missed extra point of Boswell's last 4 years of his football career. That is crazy. Wow, that could be huge. That could be the difference in the game right there. A field goal no longer ties it. A field goal now wins the game. And now the Ravens do have a chance. They don't need a touchdown. Oh, and the defender fell. He thought Austin was going to be cutting back or turning around or doing a hook route or something. Well, I don't know how he missed that kick, but it was way off too. It was not just a little off. I mean, he missed that by probably half a foot or more. Yeah, that is probably the worst time you actually want to be missing two missed extra points in the last 4 years, and this was probably one of those times you did not want to be having that. You could probably pick up a number of other extra points you'd rather not have than the one that just happened. And the Ravens got all 3 of their timeouts. 55 seconds on the clock. It'll be a little bit less unless they kick it into the end zone. Nope. They will receive it at the 6. They're going to take it up past the 20. He's going to cut it through. He's going to go up past the 40. He's going to go to midfield. What a return, Mitchell. What a return by Mitchell. 47 seconds left, but what a return by Mitchell. And Lamar Jackson will go back to work, and he's got half a field and lots of time. And Boswell missed the extra point and then had a terrible, terrible kick on the kickoff. They send a huge blitz. They pass underneath to Walker. It's caught and taken out of bounds. Clock will stop. Second down. He was a yard or two shy of the first. Steelers had a lot of people up on the line there. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun. Quick dump off. We got a flag down. Mark Andrews, the tight end, makes the catch and gets the first down pending the flag. Illegal formation on Baltimore. Okay, so the issue there was that the tackles have to be lined up at a certain spot, and he was back and kind of pivoted more than he should have been. Thus the illegal formation. Pass to Lamar Jackson. He's got time. He gets flushed out now finally. Little lob pass, and it's going to be incomplete. I don't know why he didn't take off and run on that one either. Tirico and Collinsworth are wondering why he didn't just take off and run there, and I couldn't agree. I don't know why he didn't either. He could have. No, he wanted him to run out or to run downfield, but he wanted Hopkins to run downfield, but he didn't. I don't know why he threw that, though. I don't know why he just didn't take it himself and just try and go. But 3rd and 7, you need something here. If you're a Ravens fan, you need something here. Steelers blitz. Free rusher at Jackson who's trying to move out of the way. He's trying to scramble. That is not going to – that's going to be in the grass, right? Like, is that going to be an incomplete pass? They actually gave that an incomplete pass. Wow. So a little sidearm underhook pass that gets ruled a pass and an incomplete pass. I'm really surprised it wasn't called a sack there, but all right, 4th and 7, and they have to go for it. 21. Oh, there's only 21 seconds left. They're only down by 2. Maybe that missed extra point from Boswell may not even take a chance. Timeout, Baltimore. They're going to burn a timeout. They want to organize and figure it out, discuss it. You got 3 timeouts, and you haven't needed them, so now would be a time to use it at 4th and 7. So, excuse me for a little yawn there. I am starting to fatigue. Not just for the playoffs, but to win the division. Not just to win the division, but to keep your season alive. Fourth and 7. Jackson gets rushed. Oh, my gosh. Holy cow, he caught it. Likely catches it and gets a first down. What a catch. I did not think. It looks like Jackson got hit as he threw. Likely gets the catch that puts them in field goal range. They burn another timeout to prevent anything from happening. This is why you keep your timeouts. Because if you don't have that, you got players celebrating and getting caught up in the moment and no one lining back up. Awareness, football awareness is also key there. I'm surprised he didn't get up and try and run. I'm not sure that he was down. I'm not sure that he would have actually been ruled down had he not just stayed down and just ended the play. I think if he'd have tried to get back up and run, the officials might have left that play going. $14 seconds, and they're calling a pass. Oh, he's just taking a knee, just getting centered. What they wanted was Lamar Jackson. He stepped back a yard or two and moved over and took a knee to down it right in the center, right in the middle of the hash marks. Jim Harbaugh calls his final timeout for the Ravens. And Chad Boswell's field goal or missed extra point will be the difference maker in this game. If Loop, the Ravens kicker, makes this. He made a 40-yarder earlier. Can he make it and win the game? Tyler Loop, 44 yards. He made a 40-yarder earlier. The snap. The hold looks good. He hooked it to the right. He missed it. He missed the field goal. He missed the field goal. He missed the field goal. He hooked it right and missed the field goal. And the Steelers are going to win the game. Unbelievable. What an unbelievable ending. The Steelers pull it out because the Ravens missed a field goal. Oh my goodness. Wow. I can't believe that. That poor kid, Tyler Loop, is about to have a really bad day or two. He's not going to be happy. Oh man. What a game. And that is the final. There's no flags. There's no nothing. Everybody's already on the field. 26-24. Pittsburgh is going to win. A missed field goal by Tyler Loop, the Ravens kicker. After a drive to get them down the field and put them in position. They even took a play and lined up the hash mark so that he could kick it right down the middle and didn't have to try and push it or pull it left or right. All he had to do was kick it down the center. He pushed it to the right, missed it. Not just by a little bit. I mean, that was a significant miss. That wasn't just a little bit. That wasn't off the uprights. That was completely a miss. And the Steelers are going to the playoffs, and the Ravens season is over. A lot of people, saw a lot of reports, people talking that, if the Steelers lost this game, that Mike Tomlin could be done as head coach. Rodgers could be out as quarterback. You could be looking at rebuilding the front office. Unbelievable. What a missed kick. Unbelievable. The rookie kicker, Tyler Loop. The hold looked good. He did something on the kick. I don't think it was the hold, but he didn't have a chance. It came off his foot wrong. Derrick Henry couldn't believe he missed it. Jim Harbaugh couldn't believe he missed it. Mike Tomlin is going to continue and be the champions of the AFC North. What a game. Wow. Well, they're going to go into the post game. I am not. We don't do a post game show, especially when I'm the only one, and I've been doing the play-by-play and everything for the last 3.5 hours. This is usually when I'm about to wrap it up and get out of here. So I hope everybody who tuned in enjoyed our watch along for Sunday Night Football. We will be doing them again next year, and we will likely do a watch along or two for in the playoffs, perhaps. We'll see. We will do a pre-show before the Super Bowl. That's something we've been doing the last couple of years, has been playing around with when and where to do a show around the Super Bowl. We've done pre-shows, we've done halftime shows, and we've done post-shows for the last couple of years of the Super Bowl. So we're likely going to be doing a pre-show and perhaps a post-show, but definitely a pre-show before the Super Bowl. So if nothing else, at least look for us then. And of course, like I said, the Olympics. February is the Olympics, both the regular Olympics and the Paralympics. Make sure you check us out. We'll be doing extensive coverage on that. Call for the Bell will return in just a couple of weeks as well, and we'll also have some Mayhemtainment episodes coming up also in February and then into March and going into the rest of the year. WrestleMania coverage will also be in March. We got a big year for Mayhem Media in 2026. We have a lot of things we want to accomplish. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with us for this very long watch along. What a game. It came down to it all the way down to the end and then a missed field goal. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything. You couldn't ask for a better game than that. So the Steelers move on. The Ravens are going home. We'll see what the future holds for the Steelers once their season is done. I imagine it won't take long. If there's going to be people laid off or fired, I think we'll know that very quickly. So, what a game! Defensive game through most of it, and then Rodgers and Jackson, put the team on their shoulders and found some ways to score there late in the fourth quarter, and took us all the way down to a missed field goal, a missed extra point, leaving the door open for a potential win with a field goal, not just a tie, and then a missed field goal to just lose the game and not even be able to get the win. What an ending. I'm glad I chose a great Sunday night football game to do a watch along with. So we are going to wrap it up. Marcus Fredrickson is going to play us out. Go check him out, reverbnation.com/Marcus Fredrickson. Our storefront is bonfire.com/store/Mayhem Media Shop. And also check out some of our friends, Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, as well as Superfly Johnny Lee and the Nice Guy Andy podcast crew. So make sure you go check all of them out, and tell them that Mayhem Media sent you. Until our next watch along, or until our next episode, this is the bad guy, JD, the Razor Ramon of podcasting. And that's the end.